Testing, 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 testing. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second, 1 second. All right, I think I'm ready. All right. Uh, First thing first. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Keith, back with another stock market analysis video. Today we're finna do analysis for October 23rd, which will be Thursday, 2025. We're gonna go over SPY, QQQ, ES, NQ, gold, and possibly we're going to go over some stocks. Probably the earning stocks more than likely. All right. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Let's get to it. Get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. First thing first, going to SPY. Uh, let's do a recap real quick. Pretty much, like I told you, I've been trading futures heavily this week. Mostly because, as y'all know, we passed a combine for Top Step, passed Apex combine, and we just trying to get our payouts. So, I've been a little bit more on the futures, honestly, than I've been on my options. But I promise we're gonna get back on my options starting next week, man. Starting next week, I'll say at least by next Wednesday, we'll be back on options. But yeah, we've been on futures, but pretty much it was we took our trade based off of SPY, based off of QQQ. Um, as y'all know, yesterday we said what were we looking for on the daily for SPY? We said, hey, SPY is currently look like it's trying to keep this uptrend for now. We have ended up making a lower low, high, higher low, higher high. We was like, okay, well now we expect this to be potentially another higher low. But what did we say we were looking to get long at? We said, hey, we see a daily fair value gap right here at 669.21. We was expecting for price to potentially, and I told y'all, I said, hey, we got this red candle. It's telling me that price is gonna come down here. I highly doubt. This is what I told y'all. I said I highly doubt that this Wednesday candle gonna be able to come down here and push all the way back up to be a green candle for that break and retest. So I told y'all, hey, we might get that push into it, but I still expect it to be red, so we might come down again. We have to see a green candle on the daily. But I said, hey, that's where we can get a light entry possibly if we see that market structure shift when it come tap into the daily gap to squeeze to them all-time highs. Well, today we did not get that opportunity. We ended up taking a short-term loan and caught short-term loans. But honestly, we didn't really even get the opportunity for them loans. We took a B trade loan when I believe when market first dipped in here. We took that loan um, back up, but we seen this hourly gap. We failed to push out the hourly gap. We end up closing the trade. We closed it for profit. We just end up closing it on our own. We closed the trade manually. Once I seen it wasn't finna go past, so we closed it manually, which was the right route, right idea, cause we end up flushing. Um, yeah, we end up closing that trade, and once we seen that we failed to close that daily, and we end up closing back below that. I mean, failed to closing that hourly, we end up closing back below that hourly gap right here. I instantly changed my mindset and said, "Hey, it's time to go short." So I took them shorts, Caught the NQ. I literally just caught this little bit right here. It was on NQ. We caught very little. Let me see if I should have the drawing on here. Where is NQ? We caught a very we just caught the very beginning of it, and it still ended up being a nice trade. Like we caught like 700 off of just this little bit of move. One NQ contract. Of course, we wish we stayed in it all the way down here. That was like 6K or something like that. Like $6,000 just from here to here. We literally got in there right at the top though. But I just didn't know if we was going to reject bounce back up, start building structure to move to the upside. But I didn't know if we was gonna do that. So I kinda a little bit got out too soon because I really didn't see no break of structure on the lower time frame just yet. But I would when it comes to my Ninja Trader account, hey, I get out pretty soon, quick as I can, especially when I'm up. I try to shoot for a certain amount of profit, and when I'm already past that profit, I usually just get out. So that's kind of why we just got out here. But like we said, it still was just this little move here was 700 with a regular NQ. Like we said, of course, if we would have been able to hold all this, that was like 6,000. But it's fine. Hey, I'm good with my trade. I'm not got no regrets. That's plenty more than enough of what I need. So, um, but yeah, that was the two trades we took today, and that was it. Literally, that was all we had. So let's get back to SPY and see. Now we can start on our market analysis and see where we want to go. Okay. And let me pull this mic up a little bit because I did have someone say, "Hey, I need to speak up a little bit more." All right. Hopefully, I'm speaking louder. Uh, yeah. Now for our market analysis, what do we see? Let's remove these drawings. What do we see? Like we said, it's pretty much the same thing. We still see that uptrend structure. We still see this high, low, high, low. We waiting to see if we're gonna get a green candle. Green candle to eventually start pushing us back bottom highs. The only thing that I do see that's tricky is this daily candle. Of course it's red. Red means we should still be going down, right? But the thing is that's tricky is it closed inside this daily gap. We really didn't want to see it close inside the daily gap for that momentum to keep pushing up. Now if we save market open up inside this gap, even if we push out, we're gonna need a breakout retest then go. So it kind of slowed the momentum down. Only way I can see momentum still being pretty nice to the upside is if we somehow gap up and open up outside of this daily fair value gap. We open up above the daily fair value gap, then I can see us just straight squeezing to them highs. But other than that, if we open inside it, I don't see us squeezing straight to the high. I see us breaking out, retest, then go. If we want to move to the upside. For short side, we broke. I can see us retesting the top of this gap, possibly coming out to this hourly, and then maybe we can get that flush all the way back down. That possibly down to the daily fair value gap if you want to go short. But I'll be looking for that retest of that hourly, then possibly that flush if you're looking to go short. But regardless of the fact, no matter what happens, I do think we're going to come up to this hourly gap tomorrow, unless somehow we just gap super far down. But I don't see that no time soon. So I at least see us coming up to this hourly, and then the market. This is gonna be the key. That's gonna be the key location right here. What does the market do when it gets up here to that hourly gap? When it gets up to 670 and 669, what is the market going to do around there? Is it going to reject and drop, start making a downtrend to flush all the way down? Or is it going to break through, retest, and hold, Or even consolidate in here. If it consolidate in here, it's on the bull side. If it break above, it's on the bull side. And then if it comes below and start building structure to the downside, it's on the bear side. Alright? But tomorrow, like we said, it's a red candle, but we still got this uptrend intact. Okay. And we also possibly is just bouncing off this inside gap. So gotta see what happened. It could be that we could see break and retest of this gap tomorrow. So we broke out. We had to see a green counter though. That's the thing. We had to see a green counter. So regardless of the fact we need to see a green counter for the Bulls to still, for the Bulls to start getting ready to jump back in. Right now the Bears got it on lock. Okay. Look at the weekly because the weekly is about to close. Okay, the weekly haven't took the high yet. So if this weekly up closing red, might be saying, hey, if it can come make this lower low, can see a nice flush. All right. All right, let's go to QQQ. Should pretty much be the same thing. Yeah, same thing. Failed to close outside this daily fair value gap, like close below it. But we still close red, so it still can potentially come down to break through. For the Bulls, like we said, you can trade it if we end up breaking out. That's the only way I'm looking to get in loans. We gotta break out this daily gap. I don't want no loans inside of this daily gap. Gotta break out this daily gap. I would prefer to see tomorrow possibly be that breakout. So if Thursday can close above this daily gap, then Friday possibly we tap it, then we go higher. Okay, that's about it. Like I said, if it gap up above, I could possibly see us just squeeze straight to them highs. If we gap above in the morning. Okay. ES. Let's see what ES. Now you know these are already moving. See, look, that's what we was already expecting. We kind of was expecting it to move up. So it's kind of validating what we already was thinking. Um, honestly, that's why sometimes I be like, man, if I dang look at these charts soon market close, I probably can catch some trades soon. ES and them open up, but I don't be on the chart. Once the market close, I'm done for the day. But looking at the daily, pretty much the same thing as SPY. We failed to close below the daily fair value gap. We did weak below it though, but we failed to close below. At this point, we trying to see will this Thursday candle break back out to potentially do our retest for us to go higher. We could see, like we said, we could see it just squeeze and take them highs. We close past them highs, then we just shoot straight up. All right, and this will be that long opportunity. If Thursday close green, especially above here, that'll be perfect. Thursday close green. Look for Friday pullback and then get in the loans. All right. Well, honestly, that's pretty much it should be the exact same through ES, NQ, QQQ. We looking for them loans. Let's go down to the 1 hour on all of them and see. So right now we're in a bull structure right now on the 1 hour on NQ. Do we got any hourly gaps? Yes, we do right here. So we kind of want to see what it'll do when it gets here. We got an hourly gap that we're sitting in. So we got multiple gaps. Let me remove this white line. We don't even need that. This big hourly gap, we probably delete that too. Don't really need that. We basically doing all our trades based off these daily until we actually end the trade. Then we switch into the hourly. All right. So yeah, we gotta kind of squeeze all the way up here for the bulls to be back in action. Go to QQQ. QQQ, they ended off attempting to go higher. It didn't make a higher high, so not technically uptrend yet. SPY should be the same thing. Yep, not an uptrend just yet. Now let's go look at gold. I didn't even look at gold today. I mean, I looked at gold, but I didn't trade gold today. All right, gold. What ended up happening? Looks like gold ended up closing inside his daily gap. Closing inside that daily gap. So now that daily gap is weakened. The biggest thing we was trying to see, can it close past that daily gap for that continuation to the downside to come take this can't beat level? It takes that can't beat level. What's happening after that? It's market structure shift. No longer an uptrend. You know, we in the downtrend. So once it breaks that low, we looking for what? Pullback, and then wait on that red candle to take the shorts back down again. Right now we just made this lower low. You haven't got any pullback yet. No pullback yet. So we waiting on that first green candle. See what that first green candle gonna do. Is it gonna allow it to be a lower high? Then we drop, or is it gonna lead us to a higher high? But we haven't had a green candle yet. We failed. Like I said, we did fail to close below, but it still is red, so we still can come down. If we end up closing out of this fair value gap, I could see us coming up here and retesting this daily fair value gap up here. I don't know why. Oh, my magnet out on. I'm like, why the heck my drawing not lined up perfect? I forgot my magnet. I turned the magnet on. So hopefully I ain't drawing nothing on anything else that's not lined up. But if it closes above this 4105, I can see us potentially bouncing and going up to the other daily gap, just like that. Especially if we can close green. A red candle closing above, I can see it potentially, but a green candle is for sure. We should be going up to that daily gap. Honestly, for the shorts, I kind of gotta wait till the daily candle close. Like if it can close inside the gap, then yeah, take it down to the bottom. If it closed below the gap, we can take it down to the other gap. So, honestly, I don't really on the daily. Is nothing that you can't really get in off the daily. 1 hour, if you want to get in, we just did market structure shift to the upside, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. So we just switched to the downside now. Guys, see we're gonna make a lower high, then make another lower low at this point. All right. And then let's go over some stocks. Let's go over Tesla, man. I was looking at Tesla. Y'all, yesterday, and I told y'all, I said, hey, if Tesla close below this daily fair value gap, I can see us coming down to where I said first target is 420. Second target, if it break 420 and close below, I can see it come to 411. I said if Tesla end up closing green today, so I can see us squeezing, you know, of course, to this 450, 453, then up to 470. Well, it did not close green, and it broke the gap. So hey, okay, I told y'all, hey, we probably some shorts in control from now. We look at the earnings when it came out. Earnings dropped it down. Continue that downtrend. We end up making this downtrend, and it continued that downtrend. It kept it pushing down. I told y'all we can see 420. We end up dropping all the way down to 417. Now, when the market open up, we don't know exactly where it's gonna land when it open up. Let me see. Based on where we just dropped, though, we dropped all the way down here. Dropped all the way down here. I can see us coming up to like 431, then possibly dropping again. So, cause I really don't see us completely leaving the gap. I think it said we're at 422, so I could see tomorrow we might open up 422, might pull all the way up to like 431, 430, and then drop and end up shooting all the way back down to like 416, 415, eventually to that 411. All right, so I'm definitely on the short side tomorrow, especially if tomorrow candle closed below this daily gap. I'm looking for them shorts for sure. As long as we stay below, as long as on Tesla we stay below 435.35, I'm looking for them shorts. And if it's red, it gotta be a red candle. It can't be green. Gotta close red. Close red and below this, I'm looking for the shorts too. It's 410. All right, then IBM. Let's go over IBM. That was another one we was checking out. IBM. All right, IBM. What I told y'all yesterday, I said, hey, for IBM, I see that market structure. We end up making a high, low, higher, high. I said, hey, we got this red candle. This could be our new higher low. If we close green, I said, hey, even if it don't take the high, if we close green inside this daily fair value gap, I can see us pushing up to the 490s area, especially if we can close out. I see us going up to 490. Now, if we get to 490, we gotta see if it can squeeze and close above 493. If it does, then that 301 eventually. But that 490 area is key. We was like, we gotta see what it does there, because it can come tap it and then drop. Um, and that based on its close yesterday or today, basically, you could have had wanted to get in them loans. That would have been fine. You know, if you wanted them loans, that's valid to go to 490. I mean 290. But me personally, just knowing this gap so small in range, I really wouldn't. I would have preferred if we somehow squeezed up inside here or closed above. Then I'm like, okay, there's nothing to block it at this point. So when earnings come out, if it go up, it's nothing to stop. Well, here, earnings come out, it can go up and come right back down. And literally, when I looked at the earnings after the drop, look what happened, y'all. Earnings came up there. So it did what it was supposed to do. It came and got that 90, that 290 level. It actually went past the 290 level. Then straight flush took out our possible can't be level. Where's our true can't be level? True can be level 275 and 272. Let's see if it took those out. Yeah, it took all of it out. Took all of it out. So now at this point, IBM can just straight dump. Especially if we open up below it. It could just straight dump. If somehow IBM opens up below 276, them shorts coming in heavy. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Shorts gonna come in heavy. We might see 259, 259, 250 on IBM. Definitely dumping. Let's go look at that monthly real quick. It'll be down here. That'd be a sweep of the high with a red candle. Oh my goodness. It might just cause it to straight collapse. It might come clear this whole gap. 253. Ooh. I'll be careful, man. We might be seeing some major dump coming in on IBM. Might see a major dump. I'm gonna be honest. 265, 263. Yeah, might see a major dump coming. Alright. Pretty much. That is it. I wanna go over Intel one. That's it. We're gonna see what we expect for Intel because they dropping their earnings tomorrow. Intel. Let's see. Yeah, we're dropping them tomorrow. Daily for Intel. Ooh, Consolidation City. Come on now. Consolidation City. We got high, low, high, lower low. So let's mark out the high. Green. Low, high, low, high, low. So we got higher, low, higher, high, low. We can see. We can see if it's gonna hold this up. We're gonna put light pink The true level of the hold up though is right here. Turn this red. Alright. See, we see some, yeah, we got gaps. We got gaps. We got gaps. And it's rejecting off the gap nicely. Okay. We got another gap here. It's rejecting off that gap nicely though. Just need a green candle though. That's the thing. Did it close? Let me see. Did it wick past the gap? Oh, it did wick past the gap barely. Well, never mind. It might come down again. Then try to do it. Honestly, definitely looking to see what it does when it gets this high. It's in its consolidation pocket. That's the thing. We closed red. Last thing we did was make higher high. We did make no. Last thing we did make a lower low because it's actually wicked lower than it. Yep, 4 cent lower. So last thing we did was made a lower low. Gotta kind of, if you want to go long, you gotta wait on that green candle. Let's tell you the truth. You gotta wait on that green candle. Or when price takes this high, you can potentially get in. Or if you want to get on the hourly, wait on market structure shift to the other side. So wait till you see a higher high, but it has to be above this daily fair value gap. Has to be above this daily fair value gap. See a higher high come in, take the longs, ride it as long as you can. All right, sit behind them higher lows. But really, just in some consolidation, see that weekly. Oh yeah, it has to squeeze. If it wanted to stay bullish at this point, it has to shoot up. If it want to be bullish, look at the monthly. Monthly just broke the high. Just broke that high. High. Just broke that high. I can see IBM squeezing, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I think the earnings for IBM, I mean not IBM, Intel, we might be shooting up. I can see it shooting up, honestly. Yeah, I can see it shooting up. Yeah. Possibly coming up to this 440. This might actually be a long setup for this Intel. Alright. Alright then, y'all. I'm gonna call it now. We went over our futures, went over a couple earning stocks. So yeah, y'all have a good one tomorrow. Be here in the morning for the stream if you can make it. And yeah, y'all be easy, boy.